I know I keep plugging it, but check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/storytime with Jeff if you haven't already. I'm live every Monday and Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. EST. Here's a few more highlights of stuff that's gone down recently. Actually, no, don't hit me up. Hit Zyglox up. That's a pretty good suggestion. Yeah, give the Lorax, do it like a, Lorax Fast and Furious crossover, and give the Lorax like an AK-47, and it'd make the movie a lot more interesting. Let me do my stereotypical anime voice. Please nobody clip. Kind of hairdryer sink guy myself. Hairdryer sink. I've done that. My hairdryer actually sits in my sink when I don't use it. Fun fact. Or like, when I'm away. It's plugged in permanently as well. I'm just too lazy to take it out. Is that a bad thing? I think the Red Bull's wearing off. You guys might be able to tell I've lost some of that like manic energy I had earlier. My eyebrows, not my eyebrows, my eyelids are starting to like quiver a little bit, and they're like sagging because I'm tired. But we'll keep going. We'll grind this out, chat. For you guys. I do it for y'all. It's not moving! Move! What is wrong with you? There we go. Christ almighty. No meth lab would be complete without a brewery in the basement, right? T-pose asserts its dominance. Tax evasion again. Oh, I mean, what do you mean again? This has been an ongoing issue for like the last, 50 years according to the IRS. I firmly maintain that I haven't been alive for 50 years, but the IRS seems to think otherwise. So, if that looks interesting to you, or you just want to see me bashing my head in over creepers and endermen for 2 hours, consider tuning in. There's a link in the bio. On to the video. For those of you who aren't familiar, I have a friend who I call Bus. Thanks to his complete lack of situational awareness and, let's say, strong personality, it's only a matter of time before something goes wrong when I'm with Bus. I've mentioned the time that he ate close to an entire head of cabbage in class before, but due to popular demand, I'm back with more stories from the one and only insufferable orangutan that we all know and love. Our school has a small piano in its lobby. No one really uses it because people like to study there, and the last thing they need to hear is an off-key rendition of the Office theme song while they're desperately trying not to fail the test they have next period. Bus, of course, didn't get any of this. So every day after lunch, while the rest of us were desperately trying our best to finish assignments that we should have done the night before, Bus would go to the piano and play his version of Tobu's Candyland over and over and over again. Every time he'd miss more and more notes until it just ended up sounding like he was repeatedly slamming the corpse of a dead raccoon on the keys. Now, I'm a relatively patient person, I'll wait 2 minutes for my Hot Pockets to cool off, but this was too much. And everyone else in the lobby seemed to think the same. People threw water balls, hurled backpacks, and at one point someone even decked Bus, all in a vain attempt to dissuade him from playing that godforsaken melody again. But like one of those inflatable tube things outside used car dealerships, Bus always got back up. And so we had to tolerate nearly 2 months of this auditory torture until, finally, the school stepped in and removed the piano. Literal cheers erupted from the students gathered as the confused workers removed Bus's accursed instrument of terror. On another occasion, a couple of friends and I went out for dinner to celebrate finishing college applications. Because we were broke, we went to a small family-run ramen place. After sitting down and ordering for Bus to prevent him from telling the waitress his theory on how the death of Franz Ferdinand was ultimately responsible for the creation of anime, we settled down for what we thought would be a nice, relaxing dinner. But as we should have guessed, a night out with Bus is always anything but relaxing. When we eventually got our noodles, Bus decided that his were too hot to eat. So instead of just waiting for them to cool down or blowing on them like, a normal human being, Bus opted for a more direct approach. He took his noodles, still dripping in soup, and dunked them in his glass of ice water. As the rest of us looked on in abject horror, he proceeded to slurp up this unholy amalgamation loudly enough that everyone else in the restaurant could hear him. As the rest of us buried our heads in our noodles to try and escape the embarrassment of being associated with Bus, things somehow got worse when the waitress came back to refill our water. And let's just say that someone stumbling across the 10-day-old decomposing corpse of a cow mauled by a pack of rabid coyotes couldn't have looked more disgusted. So yeah, remember to check out my Twitch, check out my Instagram, like, and sub so I can buy a literal cage to stick Bus in. See ya.